I think it's always a terrific idea for us to get together and hear different points of view. And I hope most of us have learned from this particular debate. And I'd especially like to thank Chaplain Moore for ignoring the words of the Apostle Paul in Corinthians 6:14. The passage says, "Believers must not commune with unbelievers. What fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, light with darkness, believers with infidels?" See, I can quote the Bible too. But in case you think that nobody pays attention to such biblical passages, I'll give two examples. I once debated a religion professor from Charleston Southern University, a Baptist college. After the debate, he asked if he could come to my institution, the College of Charleston, and speak to our Secular Humanist Club. I said, of course, and I invited him, and he was politely received. He also invited me to speak to his religion class at Charleston Southern University. However, the day before I was scheduled to speak, I was informed that the president of this Baptist college decided to rescind this invitation because he didn't want an atheist speaking on campus. So much for academic freedom. I was also once invited to give the invocation at a Charleston City Council meeting. But as I got up to speak, half the council members walked out because they knew I was an atheist. One councilman justified the walkout by quoting from Psalm 14. "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. Their deeds are vile. There is not one who does good." He then told me it wasn't personal. In other words, his religious beliefs compelled him to ignore or demonize an entire class of people he was elected to represent. Frankly, I would rather it had been personal. But with your indulgence, I'd like to show you an example of a humanist message and end with that same invocation that many on City Council refused to even listen to. Thank you for this opportunity to invoke a minority point of view. Each of us is a minority in some way. It might be race, religion, sexual orientation, nationality, or any other trait in which we may be regarded as different. Each of us is also part of some majority. It is when we wear our majority hats that we need to be most mindful of how we treat others. We must pledge our best efforts to help one another and to defend the rights of all of our citizens and residents. What divides us is not so much our religious differences in this diverse country, but the degree of commitment we have to equal freedom of conscience for all people. We are gathered today, both religious and secular members of our community, with the shared belief that we must treat our fellow human beings with respect and dignity. In this invocation, I don't ask you to close your eyes, but to keep your eyes open to the serious problems that city government can solve or improve. I don't ask you to bow your heads, but to look up at what you can accomplish by applying your considerable talents and experience to the issues that confront us. As you work together on behalf of all who live in this city, may you draw strength and sustenance from one another through reason and compassion. I'd like to close in a bipartisan manner by quoting from two presidents I greatly admire, one a Republican and the other a Democrat. First, the Republican. "When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That is my religion." Abraham Lincoln. And now the Democrat. "It's remarkable how much you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit." Harry S. Truman. And thanks to all of you for not walking out.
God is our refuge. in trouble, so we will not fear. Though the earth give way, and though the mountains fall,